not only are the audience are learning something different about the talent, but you are getting in the content that Uber Eats wants in an authentic way. I think that's the key thing with sponsorship, really, for us, and using our IP, is it has to be so authentic, and it can't look like an ad.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by LADBible Group, Head of Originals, Becky Gardner. Great to speak with you. We're discussing how LADBible Group uses a content-driven approach to attract viewers and advertisers alike. And a great example, your Snack Wars series, and how it's attracted a significant deal with Uber Eats. Tell us how that came about.
So Snack Wars, is our flagship entertainment series. It does amazing. It attracts the A-listers across the world. We've had Ryan Reynolds do it, Tom Holland. Most recently, we have done it with Niall Horan and James McAvoy. So yeah, we're really proud of Snack Wars as a brand and how we've built that over the past 4 years. So the next kind of step was for us to find the perfect partner, so the perfect brand that can complement the really simple format, which is essentially two countries go head to head, and one or two people are kind of deciding which country wins in each round. It's really, really simple. But yeah, we were just searching for the right brand, and it took years to find it, basically. But when kind of Uber Eats kind of came along, and we've been talking to them for a while, our brilliant client solutions team, kind of working on this relationship in the background, talking about our different entertainment pieces and kind of touch points that we could hit in the future. And then obviously the Euros is such a massive sport cultural moment. And as a company and as a like LADBible Group, we are the heart of culture, the heart of youth culture. And the Euros just answered that brief, basically.
Becky, can you take us through the actual campaign itself?
So obviously it was around the Euros. There was a lot of pre-production involved in kind of like planning it. So the first port of call was to decide who the talent were going to be. So we decided on 3 episodes that were going to be released across the Euros period. Thierry Henry was our prime #1 person. We were like, if we can get Thierry, this is going to be amazing. And yeah, he jumped on board straight away. It was such a brilliant moment because he had already done something with us previous. And then Kate Abdo, who is his presenting partner on CBS Sport, they're a presenting duo already. So that is just the perfect match for them to talk about snacks, basically. So that was the first episode, kind of cast. Second episode, Laura Woods and Ali McCoist, 2 legends in themselves anyway. And then the third episode was Micah Richards and Jamie Carragher. Micah and Jamie have worked with us, I'm going to say 3 times now. We've actually just shot another video with them, not kind of sponsorship, but just editorial, because they love working with us so much. That was the kind of 3 episodes, and Uber Eats were really happy with that. So like we know casting as a team, so we kind of just presented these 6 people, and they kind of signed it off happily. And then we moved on to kind of like the actual shooting. Again, I know it looks easy as a format, but actually Snack Wars is a lot harder to produce than it might look. We have to basically be very authentic with obviously the country's snacks. Like, we need to get that right. And also for Uber Eats, it was really important to get stuff in that, complemented, like, obviously their network. So the Co-op, all the brands and the shops that they use, so that Greg's is on that. And funnily enough, Kate Abdo, we worked out that Kate Abdo used to work in Greg's. So it was a nice little feedback loop there of like, worked in Greg's, then provides Greg's, and Uber Eats is on Greg's. So like all of these little things that seem so small are so important, because not only are the audience are learning something different about the talent, but you are getting in the content that Uber Eats wants in an authentic way. I think that's the key thing with sponsorship, really, for us, and using our IP, is it has to be so authentic, and it can't look like an ad. Which is how we're going to operate going forward as well, I'd say. And I think that is why this has been so successful. It literally looks so authentic within the piece, and the attribution used is light touch. So I think a lot of the people that are watching it, you have the cloche. That's what Snack Wars is known for, the cloche. So that was branded up Uber Eats, but it didn't take away from the actual content, right? So it's a very natural thing. Every round you saw like the Uber Eats logo. A rotating bug in the corner. Again, very authentic. We always put logos in the corner, but it just kind of like rotates every so often, which is very light touch, but it kind of works. And then just an intro card and an outro card, and a little mention from the talent at the start. And that was it. So it's all very light touch, but we kind of did a survey on it after. And I think it was, I'm going to need to double check this, but I think +7 percentage points awareness of the brand, which is a brilliant win in terms of kind of like, their Uber Eats as a brand itself. So they were very, very happy.
So with the Euros obviously done and dusted, Becky, how do you take this partnership forward, or partnerships like these?
Yeah, so obviously it's really important for us to keep these relationships going. We had a very, very like great partnership and it worked really well. And I think it was really important, especially with Uber Eats, is they got it. They just got they just got our audience, and they understood what was needed to be done and just kind of like let us do it because we are kind of the experts, and that's what worked really well. So I suppose going forward, keeping those relationships really nice, and we're always open to more opportunities. And I think the Euros is a massive sport touch point, but look, there's so many touch points throughout the year. Things are happening constantly in the cultural ether, whether that's going to be potentially movie touch points, like what are the big movies coming out next year? Are there in particular, it doesn't have to be sport, it could be like a different IP, and it could be more of a serious tone as well. So like, I suppose there's always opportunity for a conversation to like touch on, things throughout the year that people are going to like get together as an audience and all have fun watching.
Well, Becky, I can't wait to discuss your next campaign with you. Thank you very much for chatting with us today.
Thank you so much.